And now I would like to invite the host of the meeting, Shri CSS Rao IDS, Joint Director and Telangana Head, MSME Development and Facilitation Office, Ministry of Economic Development. So, I would like Shri CSS Rao, please come out to the podium and address the audience what they are talking. Today's meeting is about.
I warmly welcome General Manager NSIC and all industry association representatives of Telangana to this interactive session on prevailing geopolitical situations, that is Middle East and West Asia war, which has impacted. Impact is a small word, rather it is rattled the business of all MSMEs. So, as per the directives of Ministry of MSME, we would like to have a interactive session regarding the problems that are being faced by all the MSMEs of different sector. We would like to have a record of all the pain points, also the suggestions, recommendations, feedback which you are going to give. It will be summarized and sent to Ministry of MSME so that they can take a policy decision or some decision that can bring some relief to MSMEs. Already at highest level, things are taking place in that direction. We came to know that committee of secretaries have been formed to look into the issues, and a helpline number along with an email ID is also going to be set up, and the help desk will be manned with sufficient trained staff and officers to address the issues. So before going into the deliberations, I request the representatives to have a round of introduction so that it will be known to each other and we can start the deliberations. Please, from this end, we can have.
I am Adinati Venom, representing All India Plastic Manufacturers Association, Senior Vice President.
Very good morning to all. I am Ashwin Kumar Chepodi, Manager NSIC.
Good morning, everyone, sir. I am Anand Kumar, Branch Manager NSIC.
Good morning, friends. I am Anand from CRP Group of Industries and this meeting. Good morning. My name is Eeva Patent. I represent the CA Telangana chapter, and also personally I am a mandate on this project.
Good morning, this is Prasad Mangawa, Tikki Tribal Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industries, National General Secretary.
Thank you very much, sir, for taking time out and coming to this interactive session. If you could, please.
This is Vinay Jain. I am from Nacharam Industries Association.
Good morning. I am Rajita, representing the Confederation of Indian Industry. Two of our members are also coming. one Mr. Rakesh from Oasis and Mr. Eeva Patent. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm from FACILITATIon. My name is Abhay.
Okay, thank you. I heard your name, but seeing you first time. Thank you very much. Thank you, all of you.
Any associations?
Sir, I am Ajay Babu, representing Association of Trade Entrepreneurs.
ఇంకెవరన్నా అసోసియేట్స్ ఉంటే చెప్పండి.
Namaste, I am Mrs. Suvarna from Indian Institute of Readiness Management, I am chairperson, and also MSME unit scripts farmer, ID developer. Thank you.
Once again, thank you very much, all of you, for taking time out and coming to this interactive session. We can start the deliberations so that we can have a record of it and we can go leisurely with all the points, whatever you want to highlight. Thank you. Mike, to one.
Very good morning to everybody.
Please, you can.
Let me thank the government officials for taking initiative for this program and very open in discussion. I am open in discussion. Please don't take otherwise. I am representing from plastic industry, and as you know that in this war, the crude prices, the crude how it has been affected, and our main source of raw material is come through crude. So plastic raw material is one of the byproduct of the crude. The war started on 28th, and from 1st of March to 13th of March, within 13 days, the so-called cartel of the Reliance, Haldia, GAIL, IOCL, including public sector organizations, have made the cartel and made the prices up to 70% increase within 30 days. Even though by that time the crude prices was not affected in first 3-4 days, but in first 5 days also they had increased. At this time, we immediately initiated and given the message to the Government of India, to DCPC, that is our parent organization, Department of Petrochemical and Fertilizers, but as of yet no action has been taken. Simultaneously, we have given to the MSME Minister also for the subject matter. As of yet no action has been taken. Sir, I would like to mention here one thing. If the government is very serious about the issues related to the micro and small industry, recently there is a committee which has been formed, joint working group, with so many ministers and the secretaries. Only raw material suppliers and raw material producers have taken the part of the group. No stakeholders was taken into the account. I think that is not fair. Always you should have a stakeholders into the committee so that the positive and negative points can be discussed and we can resolve issues. It is like a one-sided war. So it is not at all fair. I would like to request your office to take this point very seriously. We are not at all happy the way the committee has been formed. I think you may be aware, otherwise I can tell you which are the officers who are included in this committee. And coming to the next point, sir, as I expressed about the issues related to the industry, especially towards the raw material point of view. Since last 15-20 days, the prices are going up by the raw material, but no supplies are made. And the open market, we are getting the material, and most of the raw material suppliers are supplying to the open market. In general, there is a clause with the Government of India that in the crisis time or any specific reasons, like situation like war or whatever it is, the raw material should be given to only to the producers, not to the dealers or to any traders. but still that is not followed. So this is also one point I would like to mention it here. And coming to requirement to the MSME sector, particularly to the not only to the plastic industry, in general to the MSME. At the time of COVID, the government of India was very kind to make some special support through banking norms. It's 20% or 25%, 1, 2, 3 occasions they have made the support. Extra working capital limits was given without any collateral. So that sort of support should be given immediately. That is more important as the raw material prices has increased in fourfold. So the working capital will not be sufficient for the existing limits. And simultaneously, we also requested, and I would like to put to your officials that the present raw material, most of the raw materials are into the 18% category. So this also it should be brought to the 5%, so the working capital limits can be eased out. I mean, the support can be taken care. And the third point, already the government of India has made a clause in income tax that within 45 days, all the large companies has to make the payment. Even though the rule is not followed by most of the companies, only public sector organizations are following, but private organizations are not following. At least this crisis time, the government has to take it very seriously. Wherever the 45 days clause is there, I think they have to take it very seriously. And coming to the most important points, as today we are almost at the end of the month, that is a financial year, is very crucial for any industry, financial year ending. At this junction, most of the non-availability of the essential commodities like gas or LPG or whatever small items, most of the labor is living to their hometowns. And this is not the right direction for the industry perspective or the service perspective. So these are the major points I like to bring to your notice. And the cartel system which has been brought by the raw material producer has to be taken very seriously. That is my point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your feedback and issues raised. So I request you, if you could give this in writing through email or some other way, it would be better. Anyhow, we have noted down, but through association, if it is.
We have already forwarded one mail to the newspaper, the same thing and forward.
Definitely, sir. That will suffice.
Yeah. Coming to the part of raw materials part, actually, we are keen to know something about what is the industry facing. Is there any supply chain problem in the raw materials part?
Yes.
So, what is the problems you are facing? Which material has got some scarcity and all these things? So we just want to highlight the points which is to be made to the ministry also.
All the grades which is not
let us not take. We will not go to specific purpose actually. Okay.
I'm talking in plastic specific.
That's
all the grades which is important for the packaging point of view, meat packaging, or the agriculture point of view, fertilizer packing, or even FMG packing and everything. So even oil packing. So these are the essential commodities.
The main purpose of, because see, we MSIC are one of the department which are looking after the MSMEs in terms of raw material supplies and all this. Okay, so we just want to know what was the impact you industries have faced because of this global problem and what we are facing in today's scenarios here, and what support you really need from NSS point of view to come forward and help you on it. So, is there any break in supply chain? What is happening today as till today? What is happening in this particular part? And beyond that, which things you want to say, so these things to be highlighted more to the ministry point of view?
Yeah, at this junction, since already whatever has happened is happened,
yeah,
we cannot correct it immediately. But the industry required their working capital limit support, which is very essential at the time of COVID. They are supported with the 20%.
That was banks, yeah.
Yeah.
So we can take up the IBA actually. So that's the
that is one point. And even the GST point of view, which is 18%, most of the commodities are 18%. For a specific period at the time of crisis, if you make it 5%, so that the working capital limits will be, mean, it is one sort of support to the working capital units.
Noted actually, yes. Will be noted. So any further any points to be discussed?
Sir,
The-
yeah. I request association representatives to highlight the points. Ready?
Sir, might give some memorandum also.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
ఇక్కడ కూర్చోండి.
ఇక్కడ కూర్చోండి.
Good morning to everyone. My name is Raj Mahendra Reddy, President, Federation of Telangana Small Industries Association, which is in brief it is called FITSIA. So I have given a very elaborative representation to CSS Rao and Suresh Babu. Already I came very late. What are the deliberations are taken? I didn't know much about it. But anyhow, I will tell our industry opinion, MSME industry's opinion. So, as you all know, the current situation is alarming, and availability of the light diesel oil and HTO and LPG and CNG, other things, even PNG also. Sometimes now at present PNG is not that much of scarcity is there, but that also it may be affected because of the shortage of fuel and petrochemicals based raw materials, especially plastics. Already might the rail might have availability might have told. So the prices, present prices have increased to 70% to 80% of the prices are increased in petrochemical products, whatever it is, plastics, HDP, LDP, LLDP, and HDP, and everything. So even then, after making the payments, even then if they are ready to make the payment of cash also, material is not available officially, but unofficially materials are available at very high price, but taking the cash amount, it is available in the market, that has to be taken care by the government, state government and central government. Similarly, what is happening in the LPG also, you see commercial cylinders, actually government of India has stopped giving the LPG to the cylinders, commercial cylinders, but it is available at 5,000 rupees, 4,000 rupees everywhere. Every day people are getting it and using that, especially restaurants, people are using this 5,000 rupees, 6,000 rupees also, somebody is telling 6,000 also they are buying it. So this sharp increase in the input cost, it is going to be affected total industry, especially packaging. Once the petrochemical products like plastics, it is increasing, all the packing materials will be increased. Every sector will be affected. So I have given the different sectors also I have given. Plastic industry, packaging material, as well as adhesive tape industry. Adhesive tape industry is something different. It is they don't have LPG. For LPG manufacturing, butyl acetate is used as a raw material. They use as a butyl acetate for a sticking agent. That is not available for them. Most of the units are closed down the new tapes. So fertilizers, you know very well that ammonia based industries are affected with that. So crop care chemicals, whatever the intermediates are becoming very costly. MS sphere is which is used ethylene oxide. Is one of the raw material for the MS sphere. That is this thing. Solvents. Solvents. All the solvents are increased almost 30%, 40% solvents. And LEO is also what boiler industry. Whoever is doing the boilers and the other chemicals, they are affected with this. So welding machine, welding industry totally it is affected. Pharma, similar pharma and agrochemical is the same. And another industry is transport industry. Everybody knows that transport today, wherever the material is coming, it is almost 20-30% transporters, logistics people are increasing the prices, and it will cascading effect will be there for the transport, definitely even for outgoing material as well as the incoming material. Both of them, it is effective. So granite industry, LPG is the granite industry. They use it for cutting up the stones, and glazing also they use it. So boiler uses and wire drawing industry. So like this, there are a number of industries are affected. And due to this, already when I entered, Anil was telling that working capital effect, whatever the working capital effect will be there, that is going to be much severe to the industry. And I request, I have proposed whatever the COVID time, the government of India has come forward and given the relief to the industry by giving a 20% and initially 10% and 20% loan, additional loans to the industry. That is a need of all. The government of India should think on this line and give a 20% or 30%, whatever that they have done. Last time it is converted into a term loan. Same thing should be done for the industry. Then only industry will be survived, or otherwise it will be very difficult to survive. And availability of the materials, because the black marketing somewhere or other we have to curb it, or otherwise the black marketing continues for the raw material, especially plastic raw materials. The total effect will be done for entire industry. Even for the LDOs, the government of India increased 20% of the premium oils, whatever it is, industries, whichever industry is using the oil, that is going to be affected for the industry. So similarly, I have mentioned some of the other things, price stabilization and priority allocation for the fuel and gas supplies to MSMEs, monitoring of raw material supply chains, and state central coordination industrial protection. So another one is that is already I told, special emergency working capital assistance. So these are the important this thing. Immediately the government of India and as well as the state government should see that black marketing should not be done, and central government should come forward and give the additional working capital loans to the industry. There will be industry use, otherwise it will be difficult to survive it. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Small submission from our end, sir. One is NPA terms needs to be eased. Like we polish the NPA terms, most of the needs continue close. And second, solar production can be incentivized for industries also, like the PM Surya, as it is incentive to the houses. Likewise, maybe industries also it can be incentivized, so more and more solar power can be utilized. Thank you very much for giving this.
Good morning. I am Sujata, Senior Director from FACILITATIon. So, sir, actually, Anil Garu and Ram very well, both have elaborated on the problems of the MSMEs that are faced. I just wanted to mention the two specific representations that we have received as a tradition. One is from Pet Mass Nutrition Company, which is a manufacturing of pet food, that is pedigree. And they are facing severe gas shortage. And if NSIC or anybody else can do something to them, then the pet food supply is getting affected all over India. And so that is one representation we have received. And the second one is the Textiles Processing Association. They are saying that the prices of chemicals and dyes that are used in the textiles processing have been increased a lot, and they are requesting for some control over the price increase on these products. And if NSIC can help these processing industry, textile processing industry by supplying raw materials at a controlled price, then that will be a great benefit for them. Thank you.
Just I want to elaborate. Just explain what is the raw material looking for textile people actually?
Chemicals and dyes. And yarn also.
Yarn and dyes.
Dyes.
An alternative for LPG burner is a diesel burner. And when you go to buy diesel, they don't give more than 50 liters or 100 liters. So the next immediate alternative for the LPG is a diesel burner, which costs very reasonable 30,000-40,000 rupees. Permit the industries at least which are essential to have diesel burners and facilitate for buying diesel in bulk. Because every time we can't go and buy 50 liters diesel. No? So at least allow those industries which are important to buy bulk diesel with, of course, safety precautions taken care and even given undertaking, and then we can accept that proposal. Otherwise, there is no LPG, there is no diesel, there is no immediate alternative. You know, we have to go with wood only. There is no other option. It's looking to us.
Storage space? Your storage space was that?
Sir, your suggestion is very valuable. We will take up this because day before yesterday we had a meeting with our Regional Secretary and Development Commissioner. He is taking the video conferencing from all the offices. The officer from Haryana raised this issue. Actually, they were telling the alternate burner from LPG to diesel, they were telling it costs around 2,30,000. But you are saying only 30,000-35,000. I am glad we are far ahead of.
Diesel burners are the cheapest.
Yes, in the world. But I was not aware of it. But I was in that meeting. We had that it costs 2,30,000. But anyhow, this is a very reasonable price, and your request is very genuine.
Only barrels we require,
Yes.
that at least the industry will not be stopped.
That is very much doable. Definitely, we will take up the issue on priority basis. Today itself, we will send. If something comes out, it will be very good. We will be happy.
The only will be storage plant. That is important.
That will be taken care of. That will be naturally taken care of by industry itself. One should not have any problem on that.
So my friend Abhinay has suggested 2 points, because we can't speak on behalf of him. So LPG, because LPG for industry, separately they should allocate the LPG to the industries. Now only domestic only they are giving, commercial also they stopped, now they are allowing it. But the LPG should be separate, because most of the industries they have converted to LPGs. Because when it's freely available, everybody asked to convert it to LPG. So people have converted to LPGs, and now the situation has come. That's why, or otherwise total industry will be collapsed. Another thing is price protection in industry. So price protection, the government of India should come forward and give the price protection to all the raw materials, whichever that price protection should come forward. So whatever the points I told, so another position to points.
This price protection of raw materials also has come to discussion day before yesterday. From our side also, we will put up. Why I am telling this has come up, that has come up. Once it has come up means there will be some action. If it is possible, or they may change some policies or rules that they will take care of. Anyhow, we will take up from our side. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the very good suggestion from everybody.
Since you have said it has come up means it is a chronic problem available all over the country.
Yes.
So it will definitely take a reason for what we are speaking here actually. And it will come out in a positive way. So when it's a chronic problem, things will get dealt with very easily and it will solve very easily actually. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I am on the other side of the coin, but I am not saying that I have a problem with the raw material because I don't have a target. I stopped making targets in my industry. The reason was COVID. During the COVID, our bank business tremendously, and nobody helped us at that time. And always surveys were done, but payment did not come. And at least 25 crores of money was ended. And only because of bankers only. I don't want to name the banker, but it was only because of bankers. By the time Government of India came in the help, the bankers would be left and right. So from that day onwards, I decided that I will not have a target. Let the bank go to hell. Then I sold out my factory, paid my 25-26 crore of debt to the bankers. Now I'm a debt-free man. If I want to work, I work. If I don't want to work, I don't work. That's my situation. If in this particular situation, why I am mentioning this because bankers are the biggest culprit in this industry, especially for the MSME. MSME, all that open show which the government of India says, which doesn't affect the bankers. Bankers look at it, without collateral, they don't give anything. That's what I found. And once you give more collateral, you had it. My case was the same. I had 200, 300% collateral. So they said, I had nothing to do, I will not give any help on you because they know that I have to pay. They know me. They told me very clearly, you have to pay because your collateral is too high. I have no problem, nobody is going to ask me a question. So ensure that don't give more collateral to the bankers. You are going to have a problem, I am telling you. Thank you very much.
So, mostly tribal enterprises are already, we have to treat weaker enterprises. Initially, we have to protect them. And day by day, we are giving them a lot of hope, saying that Ministry of MSME is there with them. But in this situation, all of a sudden this has happened, nobody can expect it. But we have to think of them in a sensible manner. NPAs already, many things are, many people are facing problems. So in this situation, we have to protect them during this period. We should not treat as NPAs if they are not in a position to pay the EMIs or something. So we have to request the finance ministry to treat it as a sensitive matter. And remaining things, everybody is facing the same thing. Import-export problems are there, raw material and all. It is common problem. But in this particular situation, we have the finance topic. So, however, we are collecting the representations from all the members from TICI, and I'm going to submit it to you, sir, personally. Within this working days, I will come and please.
Please send it through mail, sir.
Definitely. Thank you.
Good morning to all. This is Narayana Dasri. I am from TICI, State Coordinator. Actually, we know about the critical situation in the MSMEs. In particularly, the representative of TICI. MSME, particularly, I am one of the victim of LPG nowadays. So I am running the ragging the making machines. Ragging the making machines. I have two machines. So last 5 days to difficult to get the LPG cylinders. So all those things, that is a practical issue. So another one is already somebody says that particularly we are dependent on the financial institutions. So bankers, that much of encouragement is very low, sir. If aspirant apply to the each disbursement taking the time 6 months, sir, PMEGP, especially PMEGP. So we have another choice, another stand-up India is there, that is nowadays not available in Stand-up India. So that's why we have a CG team, NCGTESS. So we have a collateral, so many schemes, but we didn't get any type of loans. So taking long period, sir. This is a processing period, very too much long period, sir. So please consider my request. Thank you. We represented the by my Dicky officer website to officer mail to you mail, sir. Thank you.
As regards your point, actually, we have got a separate cell called SCST Hub within NSS. You can kindly put up all your points to that cell there, actually. There's a separate section of people working for Nikki, or any SCST enterprise who are got any issues on the part. Please approach the SCST Hub office. Then Suresh is the main officer there, meant for this purpose.
Sir.
Thank you.
I also request you to give the representation through mail. Already we have sent the mail with a proforma. Okay, proforma is immaterial. We will take care of the proforma. But whatever the points you are suggesting, you can any association can send it through mail. If hard copy is available with you, it's fine. Otherwise, also by today evening itself, you could send. We will forward it to head office.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. I'm actually Prashanti here, and I'm representing Telangana tourism. So my point is for the tourism sector actually, because I belong from the airline industry and I got ample experience in the industry. So however, we are trying to promote Telangana tourism, not only Telangana, pan India we are trying. But the government side, we are not getting any proper understanding. Now only they have started little bit of promotions and all. So what I request is from the MSME part, from the central, so that we get integrated for the tourism sector, for the service point, from LTC, the people, the government officials, those who have LTCs. So earlier, very long back, 2 decades ago, we used to have this LTC kind of to avail. So this kind of proposal, I'm just requesting you to see into this so that it will help, in the market or the industry also, not the variations of pricings will not happen, and the proper pricing will be reached to the customers. Because the service-oriented people are sitting in the industry, but those who are not having the proper channel to come up to promote this tourism sector. So I just wanted to request the honorable guest to look into this matter. Thank you.
Actually, you are asking what you are asking here?
To integrate through MSME for LTC, sir, to get those who are having government officials will have LTC.
Package tours?
Yes.
LTC.
No, that is package tours.
Any package they.
Actually, you first of all, though it is not related to this captioned one, your suggestion is well taken. It is better you represent to culture ministry of culture, tourism and culture. First point. Second point also DOP, Department of Personal Training, because they formulate the rules. We central government employees bound by the rules. Once they are asking us to book the tickets through Bhaman and Lari, Ashoka Travels, and IRCTC, we are bound to do that, and we will have to do it. And one more thing is, whenever we are applying for LTC, we have to apply LTC 80 program. Through that only we have to take. This is not in the hands of Ministry of MSME by any means. So, if at all, though it is a genuine point, it has to be taken care by Ministry of Personal Training and Ministry of Tourism and Culture. You represent, there is no harm in that. They will come to know what tourism MSMEs and tourism industry is facing. Definitely, you forward today itself.
I already given the proposal to Telangana government.
To certain extent, government of Telangana is also
responsible.
not responsible. They are the stakeholders. They have to take care of it. Thank you very much.
problem seems to be just beginning. As I can understand that the real problem may be something different, but actual problem being faced by the shortage of the Middle East seems to be, as my friends are saying, that will be curtailed. Unless this has to be, this has to be curtailed very firmly by the government of India, this problem is going to be faced. Probably the handful of people are getting benefit, and the large number of people are suffering. Unfortunately, in India, we know what happens. When the prices increases, it doesn't come back to the original price. Maybe it may come to 50%, 40%, 50%. So in general, everybody in the country gets affected. The issue may be small comparatively, but it has to be strictly, firmly handled by the government of India. If somebody is holding the stocks and selling at high price, it has to be contained. Otherwise, the problem is going to be increased. As of now, we have a problem which has started now. Polymers is a major problem, plastics is a major problem, and the pharmaceutical industry is going to be affected very badly. So everyone will get affected because they don't have the solvents. It is now the price is getting a very high price, and the polymers, like all the plastic bottles which are used in the pharma industry extensively, that's also falling short. Mostly small industry, what happens is if the price increases by 50-60%, they stop the industry. Example, I have engineering company. Last 1 week, my water coating requirements have closed their shops because they don't have a gas. So the real problem, or it's just a pseudo problem that has to be rectified, that has to be implemented. So the freight is again incoming and outgoing. Freights are getting affected. Transport is getting affected.
Logistic part.
Even the shipments, like import consignments. In fact, we have some consignments that the freight are very volatile. So we don't have a proper, the system in place that to support the small and MSME companies. And lastly, as my friend was saying, that 45 days is not a subject for today's thing, but in general, bothering point for every MSME in the country is that large companies doesn't pay in 45 days, they accept the public companies. So that has to be strengthened. The 45 days payment term has to be strengthened and need to be in place so that the MSME doesn't get affected badly.
Actually, in this part, I want to interrupt you actually. We NSIC has already taken up this issue actually, this 45 days payment part.
Yes.
We made a separate scheme exclusively for this purpose.
Yeah.
That's called a bill discounting scheme, what we call actually. It's because it is purely for the MSME fraternity only, all MSMEs.
It's an alternative method, bill discounting. You see, 45 days payments
discounting of the raw materials taken, not for the buyer. It's not buyer's bill discount. Seller bill discount.
I understand. That's there. I'm not talking about that.
I'm just telling you, this is one of the action taken from the day confidence claim has come over here.
Yes.
Since MSMEs are facing the problem there, the Ministry of Secretary the same day occurred Monday, and they take up this based on policy called this maybe discounting bill discount, not bill discounting of any finished products. Discounting the raw material part.
I understand. Yeah. Final product, when somebody makes the final product, spend all the money and send it to the customer.
Yeah.
And in spite of that, he pays taxes, 80% taxes also. So the customer doesn't pay apart from the total finance which is incurred on the deal. And he has to pay 80% tax, otherwise just you cannot even file national finance. So this has to be made very stringent on these. And say, example, somebody goes to the court, MSME court, and win the case, but he has nothing. He has to go to other court to file again to attach the attachments. MSME has a limitation on things. He may probably win the case. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Attachment again has to go to other court to get these things. I don't think he has doesn't have it. Not required. Not required. So attachment of assessments is there in the MSME part of it. MSME code.
There is no MSME code.
It doesn't have.
It is a MSME facilitation course.
Exactly.
Headed by Secretary, it comes under state government.
Correct.
But there is no need to go to court once it is finalized. It is bound to honor the decision.
If it doesn't pay. No, if it doesn't pay, so what happens?
No, I like to just correct, sir. Sorry. See, I appreciate the government of India's or state government initiative of business and that. But once the order is given, that is not implemented by the customer. In alternate is we have to go to court. So there is no fun in that. We are wasting 45 to 60 days or more than 60 days. But ultimately, the answer is we will not get that money. They are not accepting.
And attaching assets is not mandatory.
I was a member of the Registration Council. Once the order is given,
you can go to the court. When they find a counter, they have to pay the 75% to the court, and then only they can appeal. Or otherwise they can, because that 75% amount has to be paid in the court. Whatever the amount, then only you can appeal.
Yes.
So that the court will pay 75% to the
Effective.
claimant, whoever is the claimant.
Rather than paying 75% and fighting the case, naturally the buyer will come to the terms.
But I got a different what my friend is saying. The opponent will go to court. If he doesn't go to court, what is the remedy?
Not opponent. Claimant is going to the court. So the respondent has to respond it. Otherwise attachment will come. Something will come. For attachment again we have to go to court. That's why claimant has to go to the court. Claimant need not pay anything. But respondent, if he has to pay, he has to make a counter, he has to pay the 75% to the in the court.
On the dates.
Along
with response.
We have to pay the vakil anyway.
Sir, that will be there, sir. We have to take this little bit.
But because I was there in the Felicitation Council nearly for 5 years. 50% of the cases are solved in the Felicitation Council.
Yes.
If both the parties are headstrong, then only they go to the court. Or otherwise, 50%, 50 to 60%. Even in the they may not go to the arbitration. In the consultation itself, some of the 25% will be solved. Remaining 25 to 30% will be solved in the arbitration. So some headstrong people will be there, those people will definitely go to the court because there will be personal clashes, personal egos that will create going to the court. But because I have experience.
I am a victim of that, so I will add that. There are some limitations for MSME code also, which mostly the large units are taking care of. For example, we are doing HVAC. HVAC, as per GST Act, I think we can have a separate. We can have electrical separate. Then it doesn't become a first contract because it is not ATVC, it is distributed. So what happens is, they will write suppliers and commissioning of so and so. And they will not pay us in time, whatever it is. It has not come in time. So finally, maybe after 2 or 3 years, we went to MSME court. MSME court will analyze everything, and the other side of the advocate will say, this is not connected, this is out of the limit of the MSME. Why? Because this is our contract. Because it is written that suppliers to commission. Whereas they are given separate, divisible order that what supply party separate and collection party separate, but it is written as together only. This becomes a problem. If MSME doesn't have, MSME has given a certificate that we are doing this kind of work, suppliers and commission of HVAC system. That certification is with us. So why that court also doesn't have the limitation? Can you put a line to that? We have a sufferer. 3 cases I have is lost. I went again to court only. After 5 or 6 years, I went to court because I get a lot of money.
Normally, facilitation council will not take that much time, sir.
Sir, the one thing is works contract is not there. Works contract cannot be done by the Felicitation Council because that is not there.
Even if it's not works contract, they have to make it works contract.
No. Generally, because what we suggest to the industry, this thing is because everybody, those who are MSME industries, those who are manufacturing, only there to this thing, especially those who are manufacturing the machineries, they take up this supply and erection and commissioning. So this generally people are not understanding, and the industry is also not understanding that. They should take the separate for a supply of the machinery, erection separate, commissioning separate. If you have, then only this erection and commission will be very small amount will be there. But supply machinery is as far as the machinery is concerned, Felicitation Council will definitely take the case and they will order.
But despite that,
once the works contract means
is not.
Now the works contract also it is
No,
included.
I understand this matter very well. Ours is not a works contract, we know it. Ours is separate, supply separate. Because of this problem only we are taking separate, both are separate. But definitely with all those things, the advocates make it a point that this is works contract only.
Generally they do it, advocates, whatever they want to do, they will argue it. But now works contract also, if the supply erection is there, that is included in the now in the legislation.
When was it, sir?
Supply, now recently there. Supreme Court judgment.
Sir, kindly give me a point.
Yes.
Kindly give me one. Can I?
Now I'm not the member.
Yeah, I'll contact.
Sir, we will provide, no issue, we will provide.
Okay, good.
Notification.
Recently.
Very good, excellent.
Sir, anything?
Namaste sir, again. I'm from Micro MSME. So we have been facing that they have already pointed out the payment. So though it is mentioned 30 or 45 days, it will not come because we can't also complain about the customers. We will have very few customers and the business comes from them only. And this is the point is only because of the GST. When we have to pay the GST on 21st day onwards, the reminders will come, the officers will be calling up and they will say we will give you an interest, you take an interest to the loan and pay the GST. So these things are making little bit worry. And only request is if they confine to pay on time. So we small means micro MSMEs will be very happy. Thank you so much.
When you are trying to put up a contract with any buying agency, I think you know the terms, what is the payment terms they got with you. So you are well aware about in how many days you are going to get the payment and how many days you are going to supply the products there right now. So if it is beyond that, the question comes there why it is not being paid. Actually, but within the due date what has been paid within the contract, we can't insist them on that. It may be delay for you, a time bound for you, but if it is in the contract terms, I think it's not a point to discuss actually. But if it's beyond the point, yes, you can put up to us, we will take up the issue. Yeah. Because up to 15 days, 30 days, 45 days, there's a different slabs available in the contracts also actually, as per the new policy now.
Delayed payments part of it. I'll add one issue is concerned. FACILITATION has represented to the ministry 3 years back and they are taken up in the budget income tax act amended that whatever the payment to the MSME industry is not paid, that will be disallowed in the income tax. So if it is disallowed the income tax, so you have to pay the income tax to the government of India. So that's why most of the companies nowadays, 31st month, maybe in the middle of the year they may not be paying 45 days, but they have to clear by 31st March 31st March they have to clear it. Otherwise, it will be disallowed in the income tax. And you have to pay the income tax, whatever the amounts to be due to the MSMEs, you have to pay the income tax on them.
80% again they will have to pay.
30% they have 30% they have to pay on
30% to
20 to 30%. Yeah. So this advantage it has come 3 years back. 3 years back it has come in the budget. That has been FACILITATION has represented on that. They have introduced.
It is there, but it can be manipulated too.
Somewhere it depends on the chartered accounts again. But nowadays chartered accounts are also punished because if they don't mention in the balance sheets, they are punishing. If anybody represents. If it doesn't represent anybody, then
at the end of the day, CS are also our family members. They are only doing in favor of us, against to us. So it is a moral and ethical kind of thing.
Anything on price variation clause? Because we have been hearing points on price variation clause in the meetings. So to be included in contract or not to be part of contract, any impact on MSMEs with regard to the price variation clause in contracts?
definitely.
Sir, on that, if someone gives in an elaborate manner, because this point has already been discussed. Because you make time contracts, 1 year, we will supply as per this certain rate. Because of this situation, everything has changed and it is next to impossible to supply on the agreed terms and conditions. Whether any clause has been incorporated or what you want from government in such a scenario, unforeseen like force majeure clause.
Government of India may not be part of it because when you are making an agreement with the party, you should see the force majeure clause should be there. Or otherwise, force majeure clause is not there in this type of situations. Generally, clauses will be there in the agreements, generally supplies. But the thing is definitely because for the next supply, next to this thing order, they may disqualify. So government supplies definitely this force majeure clause will be there. For private industry, force majeure clauses generally they don't accept it force majeure clauses because they wanted to supply as per the prices. Government, yes, there is a force majeure clause definitely there. That the government of India whether they can do anything on this, I don't know. But if it is there, the government of India should see that even then if it is not there, force majeure clause, that they should make that some rule must be made as a force majeure clause because this type of situation, unforeseen conditions have come. They have to make conditions of 30% extra. Whatever it is there. That condition they can put it down.
Sir, anybody representing Bulk Drug Manufacturers Association, I think they are out of station, they could not come. But anyhow, they have given their representation in that one or two points they have what they have mentioned and highlighting. Those are relevant and one such point has not even raised by anybody else in our previous meeting. That is tax deferment of advance tax payments without penalty. This class they have highlighted in their representation. It's a very good point. Already we have submitted to our head office. Just I want to bring it to your notice so that you also can feel whether it is relevant or not. Yes, that's what. One more point they have put up is banks to extend additional moratorium or rescheduling option of option on interest. So that point some of you have raised, even they have also raised. Similarly, if any pertinent points are there, that you can send it through mail, if not today, even after, anytime you feel. So, if any points are there, you can continue, sir. Otherwise,
Good morning to all. I am from OEC Systems Company, Geronda, TSSA Industry Department. Actually, regarding the working capital, sir, we have applied for the CGTMC loan. Now, repo rate is 5 point something is there. The bank charging us 10 point something change. It should be look in this matter, sir.
CGTMC loan already, there was a fixed percentage of loan at the time of loan dispersal, irrelevant of your repo rate and all. The processing.
No present situation, sir.
In this current scenario.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, additional annual guarantee fee will be there, and it also depends on your credit rating. So how much risk bank is exposed to. So it varies, Some will be.
They want some relaxation in this current.
That point is noted.
That we will note it.
And one more thing, sir. Sir said 4 million. Sir, no government organization accepting that post measure. Like DHL, like another big industry, government organization. It should be placed for this period. They are charging for healthy.
Force majeure clause normally it will.
they are saying that we are not received from the government, central government. There are.
Any instance has happened regarding this?
Yes, sir. They are, actually, we are importing civilians from other countries.
Okay.
No, they are not totally blocked.
But LD has been imposed?
Yes, sir. No, sir, they are running for LD, sir. Within 15 years from. Now we are, please.
If you give a particular instance that where this has happened, then we can understand, what exactly and how we can intervene. Because PSUs also, they are also supplying to somebody else. So they have to see that also, that they honor their this thing. So whether it is truly force majeure caused by these prices, so then it can be considered, and we have to, because a lot of departments are involved in that. So if you give the instance, then we can forward that, and so we require a detailed elaborate incident where LD has been charged, and it is related to this crisis.
And one more thing, sir. Imports also, sir. There is a huge logistics are increasing 30 to 40% hiking now. Only 15 days back only, sir.
The point already we have taken, and it is the major issue.
Actually, sir, they have special price mechanism for MSMEs.
It has already been noted, and it is in the consideration what they are going to do. It is not known so far. But we have highlighted, not only from Telangana, it is remaining states also they have highlighted. Main issue is import only, import of so many raw materials, not only petroleum and petroleum products or petroleum related chemicals. Other also affected because of logistics, that Hormuz Strait passage issues. There's so many issues. So for that, something is happening behind. You will come to know very soon. Next thing is, if anything is there from your side, other members, you can kindly highlight.
So for the industries, some raw materials which can be stored for 4 months, 5 months, if that can be enhanced, we have a lot of space in India. To preempt the situation in the future, can use steel, we can store for 4-5 months at the same price we have booked. The industries can opt for that option. Please, our projects will not get stuck.
Now the limit is for how many months?
As I say, I'm consulting a shed, so I require raw material for EV shed or anything. We can, as a government of India, can store some items in bulk so that these kind of issues we have less some cushioning. Hopefully 1 or 2 months war will get closed, and then it will not impact that much. So some provision from the government of India to store bulk these items, if it's possible.
CWS is meant for that purpose actually. Central warehouse or the department for that purpose actually.
That is for food items.
But nevertheless, it's only for food. In international, we take up CWS for.
In a big scale, this has to come out to cushion the manufacturers.
Based on force major, you would say about based on force.
Mostly the plastic items is the major concern. Some parts we can store it, somewhere, because dana kharab nahi hoga, 1-2 saal bhi aap rakhenge. Some kind of cushioning, because plastic is the backbone.
We'll take it up. We'll take it.
Good morning to all. My name is Prima. I'm not in MSME or anything like that. I'm a journalist. Coming back to impact of geopolitical situations, these things were happening earlier, now, and they may happen next. But even though force majeure conditions like everything is available in the world or in the country, none of the courts, none of the governments, none of the key institutions are declaring force majeure. Thereby, all the terms and conditions, either of MSME or of a big industry, where penalties, where supplies, where deliveries are there, all these are getting into trouble, leading to arbitrations and legal issues and continuing issues. I don't know whether MSME body represent the government or not, but if force majeure conditions like are available in the country, in the world, or where the state of Hormuz or wherever it is, some body should be there to declare force majeure for that particular port or for that particular area or for that particular industry, such that
Anybody?
Sir, very good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I'm gone through the websites of the DCMSCB and as well as NSXE. Straight from land tax, sir, the project profiles are so many, it's the same project profiles are available. So the era is a digital era and the EV and solar is coming. So investors are ready to invest. So I request to update the project profiles in the public domain.
I didn't get what mean project profile.
So there is a different in the project to invest opportunity.
We never take up any projects first thing. NSSC is not a project company.
Sir, actually their profiles are there in the NSSC website, sir. So I'm industrial profile. Thieves.
What is the guideline?
No, sir, two-page profile of say I want to start a tailoring unit. So what will be a minimum investment required?
So I think you can. The project profiles are available on DCMSME websites or MSME-DFO website.
Yes, sir.
I agree.
Sir. Sir, I've seen in NSSC website.
I agree with you.
Sir.
The profiles which we have on our website are of that nature.
Sir.
But digitalized, digital related, we don't have at present. Solar also, actually, we are in India. Nobody is ready to make solar photovoltaics. Those are not relevant to us. If someone comes and asks based on the requirement of the individuals, prospective entrepreneurs, sir, I want to start a industry in this area, then we feel yes, he might be requiring project profile in that area. That we will do it. If you suggest anything, we will try to make and upload on the website.
I didn't get your name actually.
Sir, I'm Sridhar, sir.
Sridhar, actually, to be honest, actually, this solar is almost a 15 years old technology, and Karnataka is one of the state which has grown enormously in solar side. Maybe Telangana may have come up recently. That's why we are people not able to understand what is solar and all these things. But 20 years back, the MNRE started these projects, and there were a lot of subsidies given to the industries to start this industry. And that's how the solar industry has come up more in Karnataka. I think you are aware about all these things. So maybe, but I don't say it is something new subject which has come up now from the Minister of MSME. It's not something new. It's 2 decades old project actually. Yeah. So it's not new thing.
Sir, I'm not asking only solar. No, the viable investment opportunities are various. Not only solar.
We'll take up. If anything is there, then we'll take up. Sir, what I will tell you is,
recently I was discussing with CSS Rao on this issue. Maybe 30 years back, when industrial promotion used to take place. So everybody used to have a project profiles. Everywhere in MSME, they used to have a project profile. Even Commissioner of Industries also they had a profiles. And even MSME-DEVELOPMENT also they used to have a profiles. That system has gone because now the industrial promotion, nobody is interested in the industrial promotion.
AI will generate you very advanced profile. Than what we
and
have.
Whatever the profiles are there with the Commissioner of Industries it's an old profile, maybe around 10 years, 15 years back. So that is not relevant now. I suggested CSS Rao because he was a government. FACILITATION, as a FACILITATION, I told him also just 15-20 days back. Sir, we are as a FACILITATION, we will definitely, because we are in the stage, because actual what is happening in the industry, we know it. They may not be know it. Because we know in each industry, because different sectors will be there in our associations. Right? So we can give you the different, because we wanted to, somebody new entrepreneurs are coming, they need some guidance. So what are the profile, what is the plant and machinery will be costing, what is the working capital, what is the pre-operation, all this the working capital, how much is required for 3 months. Like that, the small profiles, if we make it, if we keep it in the online, that will be useful for a new entrepreneur. Because nowadays, nobody is a new entrepreneurs are coming in the manufacturing sector. only those who are already there, the children are coming, but new entrepreneurs are not coming in the manufacturing sector because they don't have much margins. There is a laborious work and all the problems will be there. But everybody wanted a air conditioning jobs like IT jobs and other things. IT only, even startups also are coming in the IT sector only, not in the manufacturing sector. So I suggested him that we will work together on this subject. We will definitely, I am requesting him because they have the funds, everything is there, and we will help them and see that some project profiles, at least 100, 150 profiles, we will make it and keep it either in the FACILITATION office or in the MSME-DEVELOPMENT office. That we see. Recently only, this 15, 20 days particular, I spoke to him on this. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Edgar. I don't know if, how many of you are aware, we have an Entrepreneur India TV on YouTube. It is done in partnership with IID. So they have made short videos of industry. So if you go into that, all different kinds of industries, how much space is required, minimum space, what machinery is required, their contact details, raw material, and what will be the ROI and everything is there. So that is an indicative, and that is actual industry. People who have started on that. Entrepreneur India TV. Entrepreneur India TV. It's a YouTube on YouTube. It's a channel. It is 5 history of MSME.
Recently opened Banjaras, that is opened by IID.
Okay. Yeah.
Banjaras. So,
if anything else specific related to the impact of.
Sir, nowadays this hydrogen policy also has to be extended. Many even technologies also, even I am also dealing with that subject now. Earlier we were thinking of whenever we think about hydrogen, it's a bomb or kind of thing. But now the control system has been developed, so we need not to worry. And policy already been introduced. That is the reason even researchers and then the scientists are coming to India. They are also trying to promote the business here. So I may come directly to you and then introduce that subject. Just only we have to think of the policies matter. So policies will stop the things. That is the reason we have to make it happen. So in that way, please think of this. Nowadays we are facing only the energy sector is the major problem for all this. So we have to facilitate this. Thank you.
Hello, sir. I'm Kavya, a startup founder. So it is not related to the geopolitics situation, but something problem most of the students face related to the MSME countries, to the colleges and all. As a part of their academics or something, students are developing their projects, but when the fund is released to the colleges, but few of the colleges are actually forcing the students to do the projects. If there are someone going out of the college during their 4th year and they are stopping the certificates, they are only trying them to complete the project. If not, they could not get the students out of it. And if students have a chance of selecting the incubation center, like any of the incubating women, they will go for the Eeva or any of the related incubation center rather than sticking or directly having the whole control of the academic coordinators over the projects of the students. So I think it will actually accelerate the students and to come out fast. The colleges, they might help the students, but moreover, I see a lot of control over the students rather than allowing them to go for the work or improve with the developments of the techniques they are coming up with. If there is anything you could help the students in that perspective, and I can see students coming forward.
In Telangana, there are 68 host institutes. That is, most of them are engineering colleges. Every engineering college, some college representatives are there with us. Every college wants their student should excel in the project what she or he selected, and it is a natural phenomena to encourage them. I don't think any principal or college management
allow their students or not disallow their students if they want to excel in the selected project. I don't think so. Even then, if they do because of their rules and regulations, after fourth year, the individual is free to do any project with any institutes, T-Hub or with MSME cooperation. You can take up very well. What your specific problem is?
There is no freedom for the students to develop themselves or come up with the startup developments and work. Even the students have to know as they came up with an innovation, they have to know about the facilities they have around and how they can improve their startup. That is also some knowledge that is lacking with the students. And also the fund and total control when it is with the academics, that is also a point. Again, it is also good. But the student will lose the freedom of multiple R&Ds and research over the finding the best solution for his innovation. And if there is a chance for the students to select the incubation center they are comfortable with, or the incubation center they want to collaborate or future development, along with their college, as they got opportunity as being a student and developing their innovation, that's fine. They can also choose if they have chance to collaborate with any of the other incubations also. That might actually their solution the R&D stage much more faster is something I think.
As a student, maybe the college will, okay, you have a good idea, you apply to our HI. That we don't have any control over it because you are a student. As an individual, you can directly apply. You can go to the portal, you can select any of the 68 ML HIs. And also, yesterday, also some student startups also were there. I was telling them, if you are working with college in developing the prototype, that you are not getting the industry view. So you have to approach industries. What your idea is, it should be relevant to the industry. If they see, okay, it is interested in the requirement for that, it's going to solve their problem, so they will fund you. Whatever we are funding to, that's only a seed fund. But to develop the project on a commercial level, you need to go to the industry and do it. Their mentorship and the college mentorship will be there is huge difference in it. So,
as far as your freedom is concerned, freedom to select the host institute is concerned, I request any of the college management or college representatives, the deans, principals, throw some light on our issue. That is fine. That is fine. But she's talking about freedom to select other host institute. I don't think you will have that much time in your college to think of other host institute. Anyhow, if some principal.
I am a president of the Usman University College of Technology Alumni Association president. I was the secretary, then later on I became a president. Right now I am the president of Usman University. Mr. Chandrasekhar, whoever was there earlier, was a joint director of development, additional development commissioner. He was our junior. He was after us to register with the MSME, DFO, because colleges are not interested to register. Principals and even nobody is interested. As an alumni, we came forward and we brought the principal along with us and got it registered with the MSME DFO because Chandrasekhar was there. So he was helping us. So every year they are selecting the 2-3 projects they are sending to you. So because I have to sign as this thing, I am signing 2-3 projects also. Because colleges should show interest and they should get it registered in the MSME DFO for as an incubation center or a project, whatever the some hackathon will be there. For that they have to give the project profiles. That will be selected and it will be presented in the wherever this thing is there. So college should take interest and register in the MSME. That we have done it. That's why I am telling you.
Instead of MSME over the years conducting hackathon on each year, now this is the 5th hackathon. The applications are being evaluated all colleges are encouraging their students to submit ideas so that they can be incubated, and they are also encouraging and hoping those ideas to reach prototype stage and even get commercialized. Every college will think and encourage, because their reputation also goes up once it is got prototyped or commercialized. So anyhow, if you have still any issue, you can reach us separately. Now we will try to find a solution. Do you have any problem with the college?
No, sir. It is everything fine, but when I observe the students or when I see into the students, that is one thing that parents, one thing they, as early founders, they don't have much knowledge about the startup ecosystem or to move forward. My only concern is that along with the college, if they also get exposed to the other incubation or other available fundings or the schemes of the developments of startup ecosystem, they will earlier get into the startup. They could get early into the startups. Only after the 4 years they're looking for the job developing
Good
this
morning,
as a
sir.
normal project. That is what I want to
I'm the professor of IARE, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Myself is Dr. Sheikh Hussain. I'm working at a team startup. So our students are selected, so many projects are selected in MSME hackathon. As per our college point of view, we are considering the idea should be as a better project. That should be depend upon the college or depend upon the manager. As per your side, you can put a notice or order anything to the colleges. If idea is selected, that idea should be considered as a academic project. Then the problem will be solved from the student side. Suppose if you are giving the student some other sides, some students are doing nonsense, they are creating another illegal activities, they are participating. That's it, that is reflect to the college benefit. So colleges are not allowed the student to outside of the college for the politics point of view. That is a, if from your end you can put a request to the colleges, these projects or these ideas are selected by the student should be a academic project. Where every year our maybe almost 20 to 40 students are 20 to 40 ideas are representing MSME idea hackathon. So every project should have 5 to 6 students are there. So automatically 200 projects will come from the student part.
How many are turning into a startup?
How many are turning into a startup?
Okay. But you can reach us separately, but this is not the debate to go like this.
Deviating from the.
Yes, we are diagnosing. I once again thank all the industry representatives for taking time out and to participate in this interactive session. On behalf of MSME-DA and NSIC, we convey our heartfelt thanks to you. We can go to the next topic. Sir, kindly bear with us, and before lunch we will have some session.
So the program actually was National IT Yatra. So we utilized this 2-day workshop. One of the sessions. So just before lunch, there is one session. We have a speaker, senior IT expert, Mr. Vishwajit Sarkar. So he is representing India at the Asian IP Authority conferences. He is representing India, and that is happening in Thailand. So he will be joining with us on 5 minutes. We do the connection, and so he will be talking about the global trends in IPR considering the current geopolitical tension. And also you have an opportunity to interact with him. He has handled several litigation cases for big brands. So if you have any question related to branding and other IP, he's the right person. You can ask questions also, your questions to him. So please go to the connection and he'll join with us in 5 minutes.